The creatures that inhabit the schools. Hello, Leo Augusto React. I'm Barbara, and I'll share a story from early 2022 at the start of the school year. I was in the second year of high school. I had moved to a new school in a new city. So, right on the first day, I tried to get to know the people. During break time, I met a girl named Veronica. She was really nice to me. Soon we started getting closer and sitting together in class. After a week at this new school, I was going to the bathroom when a girl from my class showed up behind me. Suddenly, I got startled and asked what she wanted. She told me to stay away from Veronica because she wasn't a good person. She messed with black magic. And, according to the girl, Veronica had supposedly caused the death of a former friend because of disagreements. So I went back to the classroom and asked Veronica what she thought of the people in the class. And she told me that she didn't get along with anyone, only with me. I figured she might have had some problem the previous year, but I ignored it. But the more time went by, the more people started warning me about who Veronica was and her involvement in a tragedy. So I gradually distanced myself and began sitting in other places in the classroom. But Veronica was more aggressive. She kept asking me why I was different and not the same anymore. She even followed me when I was returning home. Leo Augusto React, until one day I was sleeping and I heard a noise. I looked to the side and saw that my backpack had fallen. But I didn't pay much attention and closed my eyes. I think I fell asleep. But after a while, I felt like there was an insect crawling on my hand. I woke up shaking my hand, and when I shined my phone's light, the floor was infested with cockroaches. They were swarming, and all of them were coming out of the same spot in my backpack. Among the cockroaches, there were scorpions, centipedes, and other venomous creatures. I stood up screaming and ran out of the room. My parents woke up with all that noise and came to see me. When they went to check my room, everything was normal. No sign of cockroach, beetle, centipede, snake, or any other creature. They said I was dreaming, and I thought that was true. They went back to their room, and I went there to put my backpack in place. But then I felt something, and I decided to look inside the backpack. And Leo Augusto React had a very strange little cloth bag tied up with something inside. I picked it up. I had never seen anything like that before. I looked inside and there were things that looked like pieces of bone and other stuff in there, man. I took that and threw it far away from my house. That could only have been something from Veronica. If what that girl said is correct, I'm at risk. So going back to school, she seemed surprised to see me. She probably expected that witchcraft to finish me off, right? So whenever I was leaving, Leo Augusto React, I would check my backpack, and about 4 times I found that damn little bag. I asked my mom to take me out of that school because I wasn't doing very well. However, I was only able to change classes. That was already a relief for me. Just not having to be near that girl was already a relief. Last month, I heard that Veronica left the school due to health problems, and I never saw her again. Good thing I was quick to find those things in my backpack. I might not be here today telling this story. Thank you, Leo Augusto React. My name is Anthony Yuri. I'm currently 24 years old. When I was in my second year of high school, my friends and I used to stay at school until pretty late. And the reason was that they let us stay as long as we wanted, but at 10 post meridian, they closed everything. So, my friends and I discovered the world of creepypastas and got really hyped about those bizarre stories. We ended up getting the idea to try to find some legend there, in that place. We agreed to visit the school at 3 a.m. because there's a portrait of a wealthy lady in the main hallway. Everyone was afraid because it felt like she was watching us. There was always someone who, when passing in front of the portrait, could swear they saw the lady's eyes moving. This was definitely a mystery we could solve, so we decided to vandalize that painting using a marker. We would draw a bunch of things on it, kind of a provocation. On the night we went, the weather was starting to change, but we didn't care. But when we were jumping over the wall, it started pouring like crazy with lightning and strong winds. We were all really scared because it was so dark, right, Mano? And the only thing lighting up the place was the lightning. It was the perfect setting for a night of terror. So we thought each of us would take turns and do something really ridiculous on the board, then come back so the next person could continue the job. That way, no one would be afraid of that painting anymore. When I entered the hallway, Madame's creepy painting was being lit up by lightning, and then it would shine really brightly. I pulled out my flashlight and marker and started drawing sunglasses on her face. It was a brilliant idea, man. It would solve a lot of people's problems. There would be no more complaints about those eyes following you. And besides, when people saw it, it would be the main attraction at school. But just as I was about to finish, a problem came up. My flashlight was starting to glitch, man. The battery must have had some defect. It started flickering and then went out. Worst of all, I had no spare batteries. I took advantage of the lightning flashes to finish up, but when it lit up, something terrifying was revealed. In a matter of seconds, I could see her face smiling, and she wasn't trying anymore. I thought with her head right in front of the painting, with a grin from ear to ear, it looked like her head was coming out of the painting. Man, I ran back and told everyone what was happening, but nobody believed me. So they went there to check it out. I just remember seeing them running back, crying, desperate, man. We went back to our house that day, scared as hell. The next day, they told me what they saw. They said that Madame was out of the picture, walking toward them with red eyes. I didn't doubt what they said, because that night was the strangest of my life. And wasn't that just a collective hallucination, man? So the next morning, as soon as the school opened, we went to the board to see how it was, right, man? Surprisingly, everything was normal, man. No sign at all that I drew the little glasses there, and also no sign that the lady had left from there. Absolutely nothing. I remember that after that, I would walk down the hallway really fast and wouldn't even look directly at the painting. There were still people saying that she followed you with her eyes, but that was it. Thank God, right? Bro, I released episode 2 of Cartoon Cat vs. Siren Head. This fight is still going on, my friends. We also have more titles at Leo Augusto Reacts store on WhatsApps. Add this number, bro, and I'll send you the available list of all Leo Augusto Reacts comics. Alright, Merry Christmas to you all and a Happy New Year. We're in this together.